Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for visiting once again. You joined me at a slightly difficult moment because as you can probably see, I've been painting the 148 Spitfire that I've been building, and I've airbrushed quite a lot of the paint down. And what I did here was to get into a position where this area here, the camo pattern was not absolutely correct. Bit bloody annoying, but there we are. So I thought to myself, well, what I'll do is I'll be clever and I'll put a mask on here and I'll hand finish this bit with a brush. It shouldn't be too difficult and I should be able to get a reasonable look to it. But as you can see, this has come up glossy. It's not really what you want at all. If I move this around a bit, you can probably see that. And it's particularly pronounced here where I painted in a section and here. Now, I think this probably has a lot to do with the fact that I've not stirred the paint properly. So what I've done here is I've got my special magic painting stirrer out, which is an old motor from a Tamiya tank that I built in the mists of history. So I've given it a good 2-minute stir with my special Tamiya motor stirrer that I fashioned myself by my own fair hand. And I'll thin this down with a bit of Mr. Surfacer leveling thinner, Mr. Colour leveling thinner, I beg its pardon. Give that a bit of a mix up there just to thin it away and see if we can make that patination that we've got there go away, and we'll see what happens. So I won't need very much of this. I'm not going to coat this very thickly at all, but I'm going to use quite a thick brush there, and we'll see how we go. So here's the brush, just a fairly standard brush there, and I'll just load the brush a little bit there and just brush some bits away there. And then what I'm going to do is just use a swiping motion on the brush here to see if I can, let's give this a little bit more light here, maybe you can see this a bit better, and we'll see if we can get that to go away, that effect there. I really don't want it, it won't look good at all, if I can make that glossiness disappear, I shall be a happy fellow. But what I'm doing is brushing in the direction of the wing, of the airflow, and maybe this will help to give me a little bit of a slightly worn effect as well. I don't know. It might. I'm experimenting here to some extent just to see what happens, and we'll see how that goes. I think we should get a result fairly quickly as well. That would be the thing I would suspect, but let's just continue with this and see how we go. Any tips you can give me on this particular little experiment I'm doing, please sing out on the old comments. Be happy to hear from you. I want to make this matte, not glossy. So let's see what we can do. I have tried to do the same thing on the brown paint, but it's not come up glossy at all, as you can see. So we'll see what happens. This may or may not work. We never can tell. Just try and even it up all across the top surface of the wing, and see where this leads. But I thought, well, see if we can achieve an effect with this. It might look quite good. It may not. I may have to end up just gashing this and just overspraying it with the airbrush again. I don't really want to do that if I can rescue it, and this is perhaps a good opportunity to try and rescue the whole situation. We never know, it might work, but I mean, to be honest with you, that looks like it's probably not going to work, and it's going to make it even worse. Any suggestions anybody'd like to offer? That would be really useful. But so there we go. That was the plan, to see what we could do with that. I'm going to let that dry for a while and see how that comes out, we'll just see if I can get rid of that pencil mark there. That was the other amateurish mistake I made was using a pencil to mark the lines for the camo. It's not really very clever, is it? Let's face it. So I show myself up for being a real noob, eh? But I don't think that's going to work particularly well, and we'll see what happens. So look, I'm going to let that dry and then come back to it. I rather suspect, looking at it, that I'm going to have to go back to square one with the airbrush again and overpaint this. But anyway, be that as it may, I'll speak to you soon. Take care for now. Bye bye.